Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining me here today. If you found yourself here, there may be a message for your healing journey, soul's evolution, transformation, and or simply information. So I'd like to talk a little bit more about the narcissist and the covert narcissist and the habits or their identifying ones that you may have not seen in the beginning because they hide and they conceal their true identity. So you see behind their masks and concern of care for you is not their reality. It's not yours either. If they act concerned, there's nothing more involved but a manipulative tactic. If you are paying attention, something about this concern of theirs will feel not genuine. Of course, in your intuition as an empath, intuitive, or anybody that's in line with any clairs or sensing, you will know. Your gut told you all along, and it was a red alert, but maybe you felt too much for their problems, their wounds, because you were trying to help them heal. Said or unsaid, you knew, and maybe they exploited that in you. They'll have a phony sense of feeling, and you'll understand once you unpack and unfold the drama, trauma, chaos, abuse on all fronts. You kind of feel like you have to play detective to figure out who they really are, what they're covering up. The covert narcissists are very sneaky. However, as empaths, we can pick up so many things. We listen to our gut instincts and intuition. However, with their trauma and pain, we try and help them heal. We have the feeling of this person isn't telling us the entire story, and none of their family does either. Or maybe you never met them. Why so many secrets? Maybe all of their stories and all of their exes have a crazy ending, and they call them all the same things. Eventually, you'll be called the same. Have you been called the C and the B so many times you can't count? That's not really appropriate or common. Most men don't do that to people they love. So many times you can't even believe it. And it's always at the most inappropriate times because they want to trigger you and then secretly record you and exploit you, right? Narcissistic people, especially coverts, are terrible listeners. And I mean terrible. Maybe you had a funeral, maybe you had a death in the family, or you lost an animal, or maybe you had a bad day at work. Simply, maybe you burnt the dinner. I don't know, but they don't care. They have their own agenda. They're not even there for any event. They tell you to go F yourself, or you're a C, or you're a B, or whatever it is. It's certainly not conducive to a normal relationship. So just be mindful. A concerned person would say something, or let me help you clean up, or no problem, we'll just order in, or I can go ahead and make something, and or comfort you, or say nothing and hold your hand, right? But when push comes to shove, their behavior will exhibit, and you will see the dynamic of the covert narcissist who is evil and cruel in all ways. They don't care about you. They just care about themselves and what they can get from you. And trust me, your reaction gives them fuel. It's fire for their venom, their evil ways, and they love it. You can see it in their eyes if you recall. The words and actions do not align. The stories are always told in grandiose ways, and a lot of them don't make sense. And do you investigate? Sometimes not, but maybe you should. And maybe when you've inquired, you got the wrath, right? And I mean the wrath. Abuse on all fronts, all forms. Nobody would believe it, right? That's what they say. You know, nobody would want you, but any team would pick me up because I have money. I can buy anything I want, including, pay for pleasure type things. Well, that's not really true friendship. And all their friends have been bought and paid for, and including the local sheriff department, right? And attorneys. They lawyer up. They do everything they can. They get you a computer and back everything up to it, and they have you monitored 24/7. They know exactly where you are, where you go at all times. They're crazy bananas. So what I say to that is run. Get an attorney who's reputable, who's well-versed in these mental illnesses and crazy behaviors, and get a lifetime order the first time, because this will never end. Trust me, I know. Their words and actions that do not align, of course. They say everything to make you feel uncomfortable in the most inappropriate times. And trust me, they will exploit you in every which way fashionable. Not really. Not fashionable in every which way possible, more or less. They make you feel guilty about everything. They have an uncanny ability to make you feel guilty, ashamed, worthless, piece of shit, C word, B word, and body morph you. Terrible, terrible things they say about you. And then you look at them and think, wow, not that you want to be cruel or vindictive, but it's like, have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror? Can you honestly look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a good person? And that was really a shitty thing to say? No, they actually look at themselves and they're happy, they're thrilled. Maybe they're dyeing their beard some more. Maybe they're, exfoliating all the hair on their back because they got a fling going on that evening, or they have an office affair that they're containing, all while you're busy keeping their family intact. They keep you busy so they can go off and do lots of other things, right? With lots of other people. They make you feel like you're in debt to them. They own you, and you're a piece of shit. You're a slave. I'm not sure if I want to be a slave, but on the other hand, if I was, there's got to be some benefit. Even Cinderella gets to go to the ball, right? No, probably not. The only time you get to go to the ball is when they throw your pictures on the dark web and they make money off it, right? Yes, of course. Your classic pictures, they turn into filth. That's okay. They will have lots of karma, and their children will have karma, and their children will have karma, and all their illegitimate children will have karma, and anybody else that they've been involved with. Anybody who's collaborated with them will have karma. It goes on and on and on. So, karma is a bad thing if you do bad things. So, they have secret addictions, secret lifestyles, secret societies, uncanny ways of having a weird life, and many different lives and lifestyles. They have clothes for every occasion and every partner and exploitation that they've had. They're kind of weird with multiple personalities, and when they come out, holy shit, look out. You better have just some discernment of how to handle and manage yourself. And if you are a light worker, they capitalize on that because they know you're in with God and whoever else, and whatever they do to you, you have to help balance it. Now, isn't that a trip? Who wants to equalize the devil? But on the other hand, if they are evil, what I say to you is run. Get the hell out of Dodge as fast as you can. Leave your shit and run. Take your personals, take your personal affairs. I know I did. And I recently moved, and I got rid of about a whole U-Haul full of stuff I didn't need. I downsized. Why? It felt good to give back. And I did it myself, literally. Packed up, physically moved it, drove the U-Haul, and dumped it off. It felt good. The only thing that felt bad is how shitty I've been treated. And yes, I was angry. So, I'm apologizing to myself and the universe because I had to release that because it no longer serves. Because sometimes when things are attached to somebody, maybe even a garbage can reminds you of that evil person, right? You didn't buy it together, but maybe you lived in the same home that item was in. I got rid of it. I don't need it. Anything that matters, I have. And if it doesn't matter, then you don't keep it. Doesn't mean you want to go buy new stuff, but when you have a new life and you transform, you will. Things that matter, you have. I have a storage full of things that matter, and I keep those sacred. It's your life, all in a storage. Can you imagine? Not where I wanted to be in life, but on the other hand, it's exactly where I want to be, because you're transforming. You're creating new space for new things, new identity, new life. But in the back end of it, it's a life you always should have had. So you get a little pissed. And yep, you can. And you can own it. And I own it. How many days you want to get stuck there? I don't know. I would say don't get stuck there for long because it holds your life back. And if you've been held back because some people try and steal your life for decades, you can be upset because it's not the life you were supposed to live. Because these people want to control every aspect. You, your family, your friends, your job, and your livelihood. because they can't go out and get it themselves. What I have to say to that is, everybody has unique skills in this lifetime. You do you, and let other people do them, because it matters. You are responsible for your life, as I am mine, and I own my shit. Whatever's in the past is in the past, whatever's in the present is now, and whatever I create in the future is mine, and to whoever I create it with. So that will be sacred, and it certainly will be karmic debt paid off. Why? Because it matters. Whether you pay yours off, you pay your ancestors off, and sometimes we pay the karmics off. Isn't that interesting? But I release it with light and love because it doesn't serve me to hold it. It doesn't serve you to hold anything that no longer serves you. Open your heart space, live in gratitude, release with love and light, and so it is. Just remember, you have your own identity. Everybody in this world does. And if you don't know what that is, you will find it. Like kids in college change their degree how many different times. Finally, they land with something. Maybe their parents aren't happy. That doesn't matter because they're happy. So as parents, if your kids are happy, you be happy for them. I always told my kids, be happy with what you have and be grateful and be humble. That's important. Don't get too big for your britches, right? Isn't that what we heard when we grew up? Be in the moment. Tomorrow has not come. Today is the present. The past is the past. And tomorrow is the future. So, today, live with integrity. Have compassion for yourself and others. Release what no longer serves. And live in peace. I give you my peace. Now you go in peace. And pray for the dead because they want peace. All of our ancestors want us to be happy. All of our loved ones that have passed want us to be happy. They want to be in peace because when they're at peace, then they know we're at peace. If we're not at peace, conjuring them up to do evil things, they're not happy. So pray for everybody to find peace, balance, harmony, joy, and release trauma, shame, fear, sorrow. So I hope this helps today. Just remember, you matter one step at a time. Have the change you want to see within yourself, the courage to know the difference, and the wisdom will get you there. Your oak tree is solid. The sun always shines through the leaves, and you will find it right in your heart. Take care of you because you matter. Namaste.